Hi, welcome back. We are now going to cover question 3, object-oriented programming of the September 2024 Information Technology Paper 1 question paper that was written earlier this week. And I will be taking you through each question and show you how to complete the code, and if you're a teacher, maybe some pointers of how to mark it. If you're a learner, perhaps to teach you a different way than what you've tried while you wrote the paper, or maybe you're a future grade 12 learner who wants to prepare for your trial exam that is happening in 2025. I'm going to do it slightly different. No video of my face this time, but the program as well as the question paper next side by side, and we are going to go through it question by question. Now we are given a scenario the same as question 2. This is again about cryptocurrency, and the entire program has to do with cryptocurrencies. We are given instructions of what to do. We're supposed to open the unit crypto as well as the question 3 unit. I've opened question 3 unit. We can open the crypto unit by clicking on the crypto unit over here, which I'm going to do. And there's some code that is already provided, and you will see there are 5 questions that is based on the class. The code itself will not actually be entered here where it says question 3.1.1. You will see just now when we write our method, we can create the method stub by pressing Ctrl+Shift+C, and it will, add the code somewhere here in the bottom. You will see that in the question paper, we are told that there are 6 provided attributes, which we will see on this side as well, and we have a description of them. Very important is to take note of is the data type. We have 2 strings, an integer, and 3 real values. The instruction for 3.1.1 is to write code for a constructor method named create. It will receive 3 parameters, which we will assign to the 3 corresponding attributes, first name, surname, and cryptocurrency. And then we will set the remaining attributes to a default value of 0. So if we write our constructor, we name it create. So we have constructor, and then the name is create. And then we have the 3 parameters. So we have s name, comma, s surname, as well as crypto. What you name them does not really matter as long as they are the correct data type. So our S name and its surname, they are string, and sorry, that comma was faulty, it should have been a semicolon, and this one is an integer. And we have another semicolon over here. Right, so we have our constructor create 3 parameters, 2 string parameters and 1 integer parameter. We can now press Ctrl+Shift+C, and it will create the stub for us to now assign these parameters to our attributes. Important, the attributes come first, so it's f first name, and we assign s name to it. Then we have f surname, and we assign S surname to it, and then we have F crypto, and we assign I crypto to that one, and then we are asked to initialize the remaining attributes to 0. So that is F amount, and then that is initialized to 0. F original, there we go, original value, initialized to 0, as well as F current value, also initialized to 0. And this will give you the 5 marks that the question allocates to the writing code for the constructor method. Okay, then question 3.2 asks us to write an accessor method called getCryptoName, and this is now where the learner, you as a learner, have to decide on whether it is a function or procedure, and teachers, you have to look out for that the learner actually used the correct type of method. This one, the keyword to watch out for is returns. So our method returns a value, and that means that it is a function, because that is what a function is. It returns a value. We'll write some procedures just now in the paper as well, and then we'll see the difference between the two. So we'll go back to under public over here. I'm going to write my function over here, and the function name is called get crypto name, and it is a string that it returns. So it is of string data type. Again, we can press Ctrl-Shift-C for our stub, and it returns simply. So it has a result, and we can write here the name of the no, wait, we have to first see. Yes, so we've initialized earlier in the paper fcrypto in our constructor with a value that comes from a main form. So fcrypto contains either a number 0, 1, or 2, and based on that number, we have to return the correct cryptocurrency, either Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin. So we can do that in two different ways. You can use a nested if statement, or we can make use of a case statement. Case f crypto of, and now we can say if it's 0, the result will be Bitcoin. If it is 1, the result will be Ethereum, and if it is 2, we can either say else here, or just to make it clear, we can say result it's Litecoin, just like that, and this will return the cryptocurrency name based on our attribute called fcrypto. All right, and that awards you 4 marks over there. If we go to the next question, write code for a mutator method called setAmount that receives a value, purchase value of cryptocurrency as a parameter, and then we are instructed to set the fAmount attribute based on the following rules by multiplying the purchase value received by the main unit with the exchange rate. So if it is 0, which is our Bitcoin, then our conversion rate is 1 divided by 1 million. If it's Ethereum, it's 1 divided by 50,000, and if it is Litecoin, it is divided by 2,500. The exchange rate calculation will look as follows: 1 divided by the value, and that equals 0.000001. And then we are also asked to set the original value, the attribute f original value, attribute to the purchase value received from the main unit. So that is the parameter that that is passed through our method. This value must be able to update as more cryptocurrency of the same type is purchased. All right, so we go back to our public declarations, and this time there is nothing to return. We are actually manipulating the attributes, or some of the attributes, namely f amount as well as f original value. Hence, if we manipulate attributes using a method, this will always be a procedure. So procedure, and we give it a name called set amount, and now it receives a real variable r purchase. Oh, I can't spell purchase right like that, and that is of data type real, semicolon. And now we can again press Ctrl Shift C, which brings us to our stub, and now we're going to follow the instructions carefully. So the f amount attribute based on the following. So over here we will now say f amount. Well, actually it depends on what our cryptocurrency is. So we can again use a case statement for that. Case f crypto of, and now we can say 0. If it's 0, then our f amount will be 1. So that will be actually the purchase price multiplied by our conversion rate. So I'll do this in brackets, 1 divided by 1 million, just like that. If it is 1, f amount will be our purchase price multiplied by 1 divided by 50,000. And if it is Litecoin, it's f amount, our purchase price multiplied by 1 divided by 2,500. Okay, that is the first one. We have set now f amount with the purchase price that we've passed, that was passed through, and multiplied by the conversion rate. But this is not all that we have to do. We also have to set f original value, or f original value, there we go, to the purchase price received. But it tells us here that it must update with a current value. So f original value might have already a value assigned to it previously. So we have to add our purchase price to the attribute f original value. So this is our purchase, just like that. Let's see if we covered everything. We've set, our method is called set amount. We have set the amount based on the conversion rates multiplied with the purchase value, and then we have set the original value, or we have updated the original value with the purchase price received from the main unit. Right, we go back up, and we will now do question 3.1.4, which asks us to write code for a mutator method. You can see there was a mutator method and we used a procedure. Here we are asked to write code for a mutator method, hence it will be again another procedure. A mutator method called set value. So on the left we will now just say procedure again, set value, and this procedure I don't think will actually receive any parameter, so we just end it off with a semicolon over there. So let's continue to read. This method will set the f current value parameter to the current, actually not parameter, I think it should have read attribute, to the current exchange of the cryptocurrency, f amount times exchange rate. Since cryptocurrencies are so volatile and constantly fluctuate, the conversion rates will be based on random values between certain ranges. Set the f current value attribute based on the following rules. So we have again Bitcoin, Ethereum and Litecoin, and based on, depending on which one it is, we have random numbers and both of them need to be included. So here set value, we will now press again Ctrl+Shift+C and we will now write our code. You can again use a case statement or a nested if. It is up to you. Teachers who mark, you will have to award marks. I think important is that when you when you mark this, that you actually look at the code and don't just mark it by looking at the output, the compiled program. Learners might just hard code things in. You actually have to open the Pascal file, the unit to mark the actual code. All right, so we are asked, this is just set value, yes, sorry about that. We'll set the f current value depending on the crypto attribute. So we have case f crypto of, again, 0. If it's 0, of f current value will be random range between 400,000, comma, and we have, as both needs to be included, we have 1.6 million and 1. Let's see if that is the correct number. Yes. With random range, the bottom value is included, the top value is not included. It has to be one more than what is required. In order for this to be truly random, we would actually have to add the procedure randomize over here. I'm not sure if the actual paper or memo awards a mark for this. Let me just quickly see. No, it actually does not, but it is actually a good principle to add randomize to our code. Learners, I would suggest to you that you would add this because you don't know whether there is a mark allocated in the paper for it or not. So if it's Bitcoin, we have a value between 400,000 and 1.6 million. And if it is Ethereum, f current value will be set to a random range, and the value is 25,000. And the upper value will be 75,001. And then lastly, for the Litecoin, f current value current value, random range, that one between 500 and 3001, semicolon. So yeah, we have now assigned random values to our different things. And then we still have to assign that to F amount. So here it says F amount times exchange rate. Okay, so we can actually add this right over here, F amount times random range. We just copy this over into this. So you could technically have a separate separate line after the case statement to do that, but we like to be efficient. All right, so then last question for our class. Write a method called calc profit loss. So if I'm not mistaken, sorry, we have to quickly go back. We were asked somewhere earlier, I just remembered now, after here, question 3.1.2, actually we did not complete it. It said here, uncomment the code in the toString method. So if we go to our toString method, you see it is commented out. So we can just press Control / to uncomment that. It will take them all, and this one should stay. So just the toString method in itself that needs to be uncommented. And I don't know if you know the shortcut, but Control / will, you can just press it to comment things out, but you can also use it to uncomment your code. Okay, let's go back to question 3.1.5, where we have to write now a function called, or a method, which is a function called calculate profit loss. Here's again that word, return a string value of profit loss or even. So we will write our function, call it calc profit loss, and that will be a string function. Control-Shift-C, and now we will write our code for it. So the method will make use of the object attributes to determine the output. If the current value is greater than the original price, then it is a profit. If the current value is less than the original price, it is a loss. If the current value is equal to the original price, then it is even. So we will now use a nested if. If current value is greater than the original price, then we will set the result will be profit, just like that. Else, let's do else if like that. Else if f current value is smaller than f original value, then the result will be a loss. So we will just say here a loss. Else result, we don't have to ask again. I can't spell result. There we go. It will now be even. By the way, we can either use result or we can use the function name over here and assign the result to the function name, this will also return the correct result. I prefer using the word result because that's what it is. But teachers, if you see a learner use the function name for the return of the result, that is just as right as using result. Okay, so yeah, that is it. We will receive 6 marks for this. Now the proof is in the pudding. If we compile this, whether there's any mistakes, no syntax errors in my code, so that is good news. I will close this and I will now try to put this back on the side. All right, we can actually close our class now, close page, and definitely save it before we close it. Now we come to the second part where we have to, we've actually completed the majority of the question 3 already, and we will now do the last 3 questions for question 3, that is question 3.2. So the first instruction for 3.2.1, which is button 3.2.1 over here. So we double click and we are asked to write our code below there. Write code to do the following: extract the name from the edit box, EDT name. So there are 2 ways in which you can do it. If you have time and you like to declare these variables, please go ahead and do that. As name, which is a string, but we have also as surname, and those are strings. And then we have our crypto currency, iCrypto, and you will see that this actually corresponds to the parameters that we had in our constructor, and you will see how that works just now. Integer. You can do this, or you can, because the question actually asks extract the name from the edit box, EDT name, and the surname, as well as the the number from the radio group RGB crypto. So if you don't do this, I'm going to comment this out quickly. You can also do the following. So it asks us, we have an object that has been declared already for us, obj crypto, and we assign, so we have the class name now, tcrypto dot the name of our constructor, create, and now we have to pass through those values that the constructor made. So s name, and we can simply say edt name dot text. So you can either, if you have the variable, you can initialize that variable and then use that variable, but you can also just use, the component with its property, correct property, and that will also be counted as an extraction of the value. We have as a second value edt surname dot text, and then the last one is rgp crypto dot item index. That will actually return the item index of 0, 1, or 2, depending on the cryptocurrency that was selected in this radio group. So we have now initialized our object, but the question also asks us to display a message to the user that the crypto account has been created. So we have a show message message box that says crypto account has been created, and that will give you your 6th mark right over there. Then question 3.2, where so there's already code provided on this button to enable our second button, So we can simply write code for the purchase crypto button over here. Again, we are asked to write our code below the comment over there. We are asked, so the crypto trader will enter their desired purchase price into the edit box, write code to do the following: extract the price from the edit box, EDT money, and call the set amount method using the value from the edit box. So we can simply use our object, since we have initialized it using our constructor with the previous question. So the object now has inherited all those methods that we've written in our class. So one of them is set amount, and this one needs now a purchase price. The edit returns a string, or the text property of the edit returns a string value. So we have to convert, we have to cast that into a real, which is string to float, and we have EDT money dot text, and voila, we have now updated the attribute in the class called f amount to the value of EDT money dot text. Okay, and that will award you 6 marks. And then there's one last question where we have to write code on the timer over here. So when the live button, this button is pressed, we have to now do the following code on the timer. So if you click on the live button, it already enables, you know, the timer enabled true, which will start the code. So if we go, let's just find that quickly, 3.2.3, and this is on the, you know, on the timer. So we have to write our code over here. Don't write it on the button, because that will not, the timer will then not come into play. So the code needs to be written in the, let's quickly see. If we click on the timer, I will have to open this a bit. Events on timer. If you double click on here, it will actually take you to this procedure. All right, let's, sorry about the coughing. Okay, we'll write our code over here. So we are asked to call the set value method. So our object crypto knows about the set value method, so that will call the set value method. Use the toString method to display the information of the updated crypto object in the rich edit called ret output. So ret output dot lines dot add, and we have our object knows all about the toString method. Then we are asked use the calc profit loss method to display the updated crypto object in the panel PNL output. So we have PNL output dot caption, and we assign the method calc. We have to convert that still. So calc profit loss, no, actually not, because it is a string. It returns a string, either profit, loss, or even. So we can just assign that to the caption. Okay, that is actually it. So let's see if our code is working. So over here in the actual paper, they give excuse me, they give the example of Joe and Soap buying Ethereum. So let's click on it. Crypto account has been created. We have to trust that it actually happens. We will see just now when we actually, you know, purchase some Ethereum. So in this case, we are purchasing 50,000 crypto. So we will click on there. Now the live button becomes live. If I click on it, we should see the code executing. So let's do that live, and we'll see here Ethereum. It's 1 unit, and that actually corresponds with the output. And you will see here, if it's less than 50,000, we see a loss. If it is over 50,000, we have a profit right over there. We can stop this and we can reset this. And now the second example that they give is the Bitcoin. So this one is done by MZL. So MZ, surname L. I suppose it's actually, L. And then it's MZ, and that's Bitcoin. We instantiate, and the one wants to buy 10,000 Bitcoin, and we purchase it, and we click on live, and we'll see here now the same thing happening. Again, the actual amount will differ from the example because we have randomized our initializing the value, the exchange rate. And that is, we can again say stop and reset. And that brings us to the end of question 3. I hope this video was helpful to both you as a learner as well as teacher who has to mark this paper. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.